So getting a wee bit fed up sitting at home with all this COVID-19 stuff, so I've decided to head out to the coast, out to the east coast, and take some photos. Hopefully there's not too many people around. Don't think there'll be too many groups out here. Should have the place to myself, kind of isolated. But where I am at, I'm actually just round the corner from North Berwick. Wanting to take a shot of Tantallon Castle. I've been to Tantallon Castle a couple of times to take some photographs, but this is a wee bit further around the coast. And there's a natural, well, it's not a natural harbour, there's a harbour that's been kind of chiselled out from the rock face and the cliffs in the water. So I'm going to try and find that. I've seen photos from there before, and I've always wanted to go there. I'm unsure what the situation is with the tide, if it needs to be in, if it needs to be out, if it doesn't make any difference. I'm still a wee bit unsure. So we've got quite a nice few options here. We've got the Bass Rock that's right over there as well. And as I said, Tantallon Castle, which is just round the coast. So I'm hoping, I'm going to have to look on maps and find out what way it is. I think it's just there, and it looks back towards the castle right along the coast. And I don't know if you can hear, but the waves are crashing as well, so hopefully get a bit of movement there. Be quite nice. So yeah, as I said, I've been wanting to come. It's probably not the best time of day. I mean, it's about 10:30. Yeah, 20 to 11 is probably not the best time of day, but as I said, I just wanted to get out. It's getting a wee bit stir crazy in the house. And the weather's nice, it's lovely, it's a beautiful day. So I thought, let's just go for it. Head out and take some photos. So let's go and have a look and find this harbour for the Tantallon Castle photo. I hope you guys can hear me over the wind. It is a wee bit blowy down here. As you can see behind me, I have the place to myself. Monday about 11 o'clock, and there's absolutely no one down here, which is bliss. So hopefully, as I said before, I'm not too sure where I'm going, so I'm might just be kind of hunting around a wee bit for a while, just to find out ideal kind of positions for the photograph and better compositions. I think I might have lucked out regarding the tide wise, because I don't know how accessible this is, because it looks like the tide line is actually beyond where I am, as you can see, but it's out. So I don't know how, as I said, I don't know how accessible this place is with a high tide, but we'll see. We'll get there, and it might just be a bit of a recce mission. I might come again at another point, maybe when the sun is setting in the evening time, because it is looking west. And as I said, depending on how this tide fares, it might just be a wee bit too bare and rocky by the time we get there. So let's have a wee look. So I think I found my first composition. If you see behind me, there's a little wall with some lobster pots on them, and if you can, I don't know if you can see from there, but just behind the lobster pots, in between the actual rock and the pots themselves, there's a view of the castle. So I'm going to set up here, see what we can come up with here. It might just be a bit as long as there's a kind of a separation between the actual rock face here, the lobster pots, and the castle, it'll work out okay. If not, it might just be a wee bit too compressed and a bit messy. But I'm not going to know until I get the camera out and have a look through the viewfinder to see if that is actually going to be a working shot or not. But I've not even got to the actual area I'm heading for, the actual harbour, which is just over my left shoulder. So this is just a possibility. So whilst I'm here, I might as well just take this shot and see what it's like. It might work out, might not. Got to give these things a go, eh? As you'll see, I've kind of extended the tripod quite high just to get over the wall, over the dike there, and so you could see the castle, so it's not disturbed by the rock that's on the left hand side of the screen, or the actual lobster pots themselves. I'm not in love with this shot. I'm not too happy with how it's turning out. I've taken it anyway. I've taken a couple of shots, bracketed a wee bit as well because the rock face is quite dark. We've got the sun up here as well, really brightening up the sky. So we'll see what it's like. But my initial gut reactions is it's just a bit too messy. There's too much going on. There's no leading lines. You've got a big flat face of a wall with the lobster pots. So I might walk around and see if I can do any better. But we'll see how this turns out. But I've not got too high hopes about it. Yeah, so I'm thinking might have been better with the tide in, but I have found a nice composition, so I'm quite happy with that. It's still got the lobster pots in it. If I can spin you around. Here's the harbour here. You can just see it above me. And in the backdrop is Tantalin Castle. So I really was not far at all from it. I was kind of thinking the harbour was further over there. But no, this is the harbour. It is absolutely minute. It's such a cute little thing. It's gorgeous. Yeah, and the backdrop's got the castle there just hanging, hugging the cliff face. Really quite impressive. But there's a lot of rock in between here, in between the lobster pot and the castle, which is a bit of a shame. So it just doesn't make that much of a smooth image. There's just an awful lot going on there. But not to worry, it's actually quite nice. We've got some kind of wave action going on there. So hopefully catching some of that. But yeah, I think definitely the requirement to have more water to cover all this would be an ideal situation. And yeah, again, possibly a later evening shot with the sun just kind of over that side, over towards the west. Might get quite a nice sky, but that way the foreground is going to be very dark. That's the only problem with that kind of shot, because there's going to be no light coming here at all. But glad I've found it, because I've always wanted to come here and I wasn't sure the best way to get here. So I'm really happy I managed to get here. And it is a great little location. It's very original. There's nothing quite like this around about the east coast. So yeah, happy days. I'm going to continue on and do a wee bit more shots, maybe kind of vary up my my position a wee bit here to see what I can possibly get. But it's nice, it's great, it's nice. I might nip over into the waves and get some of that action going on as well with the castle in the background once I've taken some shots of the little harbour itself. And yeah, just see how it goes. I'm not going to talk too long. Storage is getting low in this and it's awful windy, so I'm not sure if you'll hear me. Anyway, I found a little spot where the tide's coming in. There's a nice kind of leading line of rocks, and in the backdrop there is the Bass Rock. So looking at some different options here: quick exposures, short exposures, just to capture that movement of the water coming over the rocks. And also I might try some long exposures as well, because of that whitewash that's coming over. It might really make the whole image like, you know, kind of soft and floaty as well. So we'll give that a go. We'll try two, and I think we'll call it a day here as well, because I've got to get back over these rocks. And yeah, I've come a cropper a couple of times, so I have to watch what I'm doing.